Sikhism by Jessica Jin and Rachel Christiansen. Sikhism originated in the Punjab region of the Indian subcontinent by the end of the 15th century. At a little over 500 years old, it proves to be one of the youngest religions among major world religions. Even though it is the youngest, Sikhism ranks as the world's fifth largest religion with over 20 million people worldwide. Some history for the background. At the time Sikhism made her appearance, Muslims had control over northern India. Things weren't all that well between them and hostility was growing quickly. Sikhs overcame the Muslims, but right after their conflict with them, they ran into some issues with Hindus. Why? Well, because this time the Indian Prime Minister was assassinated by members of her Sikh bodyguard back in 1984. Anyway, at this point there's a lot of tension between them, Hindus, and Muslims. But there have been attempts at reconciling the relationships between them, even though the struggle for Sikh independence continues today. Sikhism proves to be a religion admired by others in their attempts at fixing the differences between Hinduism and Islam. The religion is based on the teachings of Guru Nanak, who was the first guru. Guru Nanak's backstory is pretty similar to Gautama's. He was born into a class of status, the warrior class. He got married young and he had a family. Since he was young, he seemed to have sought more from life than what he was used to in his traditional home life. This focused mostly in the religious direction. He rejected traditional Hinduism and settled in the belief of one God, whom he could get closer to through meditation and singing hymns. At 30 years old, he experienced God's revelation, which at that point marks the founding of the Sikh religion. Now, if you're curious as to how he received this revelation, he went to wash up in a river and didn't come back to the village for a few days. People got worried that he drowned, but he came back and was silent for another day. When he did open his mouth, he said he'd been taken up into God's court and given a cup of nectar. God told him to drink it, and he will always be with him and forever be in his favor. This then led to Guru Nanak's life traveling around and visiting places and teaching others. A guru is a spiritual teacher who delivers people to a state of enlightenment. Definition made possible to you by World Religion's A Voyage of Discovery. This concept is important because in Sikhism the word Sikh translates literally to learner or disciple. After Guru Nanak, there were 9 other gurus that succeeded him. Guru Angad invented and introduced new scripts to the religion. Amar Das took up weapons of spirituality to fight against the caste system restrictions. Ram Das founded the city of Amritsar and started constructing the Golden Temple. Guru Arjan Dev was a scholar and saint of the highest reputation and quality. Har Gobind organized an army and explained that non-violence would encourage evil. Har Rai spent his life meditating and preaching to others. Har Krishan was the youngest, and he astonished Brahmin with knowledge and spiritual powers. Teg Bahadur gave up his life for protection of Hindus. The 10th and final human guru, Guru Gobind Singh, created the Khalsa order. This order consisted of men and women who upheld the highest virtues of Sikhism. Before he died, he named the scripture, the Adi Granth, as the final guru since he felt that Sikhs no longer needed a living successor. This is important because in the development of Sikhism, leadership of the community had always been designated to humans. Sikhism teaches that the soul travels through cycles of births and deaths before reaching human form. The goal of life is to live a model existence so that we can become one with God. To achieve salvation and emergence with God, the path does not require one to renounce the world or chastity, but to live the life of a normal person, earning an honest living while avoiding temptations and sins of the world. Sikhism denounces blind rituals like fasting, making pilgrimages or superstitions, worshipping the dead, worshipping idols, etc. It preaches that people of different races, religions, or gender are all equal in the eyes of God. In this way, women can participate in any religious purpose, they can perform in Sikh ceremonies, or lead the congregation in prayer. The social responsibility of sharing with others is important, and that the individual is expected to help others in need through charity. Places of Sikh worship are called gurdwaras. It would be where Sikhs could gather to hear the Guru speak or sing hymns, and also serve as the gateway through which the Guru can be reached. There are three main functions carried out in all Gurdwaras. The first being the kirtan, which is the singing of hymns from scripture. The second being the katha, reading from the scripture. The third being the langar, which is the free community kitchen for all visitors of all religions. This community of Sikhs is called the Panth. After initiation, the new members are instructed about the ethical requirements which prohibit cutting one's hair, eating meat that has been improperly slaughtered, engaging in extramarital sexual relations, and using tobacco. At the end, they all share a special cake. The founding of the Khalsa is regarded as the absolute most important event in Sikh history since Guru Nanak's time. This is because it strengthens the social identity of the community. Recognition of these characteristics among Sikhs, like the turban Sikh men wear, nurtures social identity and a sense of community. This easy recognition, however, can lead to misunderstandings from outsiders, which is unfortunate. But Sikhism is pretty good at keeping its chin up and keeping a positive image. Because of its birth and the conditions in which Sikhism developed and grew, it has always been on the side of religious freedom and justice for oppressed people. In conclusion, the three main ideas that guide the life of a Sikh are worship, work, and charity, all of which are maintained in their social identity as they grow in the global community.